There it is. Okay. My name's Adam Durfee, and this is my first video, and I'm going to talk about kids. Kids these days, they have it good. They have it better than kids did when I was a kid. You know, I grew up in the 90s, and we didn't have all this crap that kids these days have. You know, kids these days, they have cell phones, they have their own computers and laptops and, you know, iPads and, you know, all this, these and handheld games and all these things. When I was a kid, we didn't have that. You know, in the 90s, if you had a cell phone, you were rich. If you had a computer, you were wealthy. Well, sort of. You were living in the upper middle class. The first time I ever used a computer was in school. You know, when I was in elementary school, and that was my first experience with a computer. The average home didn't have a computer when I was a kid. Then you also got kids these days, you know, able to watch things like R-rated movies. When I was a kid, we couldn't watch an R-rated movie. If we did watch an R-rated movie, we watched it with our parents, and it was usually the kind of movie that gave us nightmares, you know. Slasher flicks and horror films, those things we didn't get to watch very much, because we'd have nightmares, and we'd be crawling into bed with our parents and everything, and it would annoy our parents. You know, nowadays kids get to watch this kind of crap, and parents don't care because it's not the worst thing that their children can see, considering all the violence and sex and whatever that goes on in schools. You know, kids these days are getting younger and younger. They're killing each other younger and younger and younger, and it's just a crime. You know, it makes me wonder what happened to this country that our children are now killing each other over silly schoolyard, you know, arguments at 7 or 8 years old, mind you. I think that the country needs to wake up and realize that our children today are being corrupted far more than we were when I was a kid. Parents need to put their foots down, and they need to punish their children. When I was a kid, if you swore, you got your mouth washed out with soap, or you got spanked or slapped with an open hand. Always with an open hand, so you don't leave marks. That's the way it was when I was a kid. Nowadays, you get parents not wanting to hit their kids because they hear from psychologists or doctors or whatever that hitting your kid is counterproductive. It's not counterproductive. It teaches the kid to respect, and it teaches the kid to listen and to be good and to stop doing bad things. But you can't say that. It doesn't matter. All I know is if we don't do something, then our youth are just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse until eventually, when my son has kids or my son's kids have kids, that it's going to end up being all-out anarchy with children. Wake up, America.